Welcome to the Risk Taker Podcast. I'm your host, Ebens, man. So how you guys feeling today? I hope you guys feeling amazing, having an amazing week, having an amazing weekend, man. Each day that God gave you, go out there, go bless somebody with your skill, with your gift, man. I have my beautiful wife with me in this podcast, my best friend, my business partner, my co-host, man. Gigi, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good?
Oh, it's good to be back.
Yep.
For our Pillow Talk to Profit series with the dynamic duo, make sure to join the community. Go to our website, www.thedynamicduospeaks website, where we work with power couples in business who are building empires.
Yeah.
So make sure to go ahead and join the community.
And it's free. It's a free community.
Yeah.
It's a free community. We just want to put that out there. It's a free community.
Yeah.
But the description will be on there, on the podcast. It will be everything that you need that we talk about today is gonna be on the description.
Yes. And today we're talking about something that I love.
Yep.
We're talking about branding.
There you go.
You know, it's one thing when you brand, like when you're a solopreneur, you know, but I mean like when you are couple-led, you know, like how do you brand the business when you have two different people?
Yeah.
So we're
two
excited
different
to talk about that.
personalities.
Yep.
No, so let's get into this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this episode.
Welcome to the Risk Taker Podcast, made for those who've taken the leap and those who are ready to bet on themselves and chase their dreams.
Well, we're gonna be talking about branding, right? As a couple, how do you brand? How do we bring your business? How do you bring yourself? So we're gonna be talking about personal brand. We're gonna talk about how to bring the business, man. So, Gigi, let's get into this conversation, man.
Okay. So one thing too, right? I know we mentioned a little bit in our other episodes too about branding. Is like I know. For us, when we first started our companies, right? Mm-hmm. Both you and me, we have two different personalities and two different things, and you know, just mixing that whole dynamic together was hard.
Yep.
And now you have like a third party, which is the business, right? And so when it comes to like the business, like a lot of people is like, okay, how should we brand it? Should we brand it as me and you? Or, you know, should it be Ebens and Gigi? Or like those different things. Like, I want to know with like your perspective, like when it comes to like even picking out a name for your business or how you're going to brand it, should you brand your business like as the couple, or should the business have its own identity?
I think the business should have its own identity.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. I think that business should have its own identity because you, as a couple, we have two different personality.
Yeah.
You know? And like you said, the business is a third party. I feel like the business should have its own identity.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I think it would separate everything if the business have its own identity.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know about you. What's your thought on that?
No. I mean, I agree because I mean, like sometimes it's unless you have like a big brand name, you know what I'm saying, then the name carries, you know what I'm saying. But like it's I feel like on a selling or a marketing aspect, Gigi and Ebens store, it versus the unique store. You know, there's a better sound to it, I think, instead of Ebens and Gigi. So, and then you got to figure out too, like, let's say, down the road, like Ebens don't want to be part of the business anymore. You know what I mean? Like you got to go through this whole rebranding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just finding its own identity and knowing how to create that identity for your business. Like I always say this, like when it comes to your brand and stuff like that, you have to treat that brand, you have to give that brand a human aspect. You know, you have to give that brand a personality. Mm-hmm. You have to figure out, okay, what message or what personality I want to give my brand. Like if is it something fun? Is it playful? Is it educational? And from there you have to craft that identity and figure out what do you want your brand to stand for. And the question that I always ask, so like, you know, when I do speak to some of my clients and stuff like that, like if you can describe your brand in one word, what would it be? You know, start off with there. If you're starting off, you're like, one word I can describe my brand in. and then you build it from there too. It's just building that personality of your brand. And even though you are a couple-led business, you know, your brand don't always have to focus on you. Yeah, because the brand has to be able to stand without you.
Without you, yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100% with what you're saying. I agree 100% with that. Yeah. I think it should have his own, like I say, have his own identity. Because you treat it as a person.
Yeah, that's what it is.
As its own person, and it should have his own identity. To stand on his own.
Yeah.
Without you being there. No, it's especially in these nowadays, like it doesn't have to carry your name. I think you could make it unique.
Yeah.
Make it stand out, like you say. And when it stand out, like it's just, that's what's gonna differentiate you in the marketplace.
Yeah, because that's what you want to do. You want to stand out, and that's another thing too. Like when you bring that out. So how do you stand out from somebody who is bigger than you, or somebody whose products are cheaper than you, or like how do you stand out as a brand?
Have you ever felt like you're building something with no blueprint? Just hustle, faith, and late nights holding it all together? Then this book is for you. Building from scratch, from hustle to strategy. How to build, scale, and succeed in business isn't just a book. It's a playbook. Written by the dynamic duo behind this very podcast. It's packed with the real lessons, mindset shifts, and step-by-step game plans they use to build from absolutely nothing. If you're stuck in hustle mode, but ready for strategy, this book meets you right there. Grab your copy now at the Dynamic Duos speaks.com, because your next level requires a new strategy.
Man, it's like everybody's gonna have a different opinion. May it start with like the story, the story behind that brand, because there's a story. I think the story is the one that's gonna connect with the people behind the brand.
Yeah.
The brand that you wear today, it has a story behind it.
Yeah.
It's the story. One is the story behind it, right? That's gonna be, it's not the logo. I always say it's not the logo. It's the story, how to connect. The story is gonna connect with people, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what you want. People want authenticity, you know. People want connection.
Yeah.
People want to feel, you know.
Yeah.
And now we are like in this social media era and everything where people are scrolling and scrolling. People want to connect somehow. And I feel like sometimes we see what other people are doing.
And we're trying to mimic
it.
Yeah.
That's their story.
Yeah, that's their story, man. It's not part of your, it's almost like Apple, right? Now, Apple and Samsung, right, have two different stories.
Yeah.
But which one do you remember?
Apple.
Then there's nothing wrong with having the Galaxy. There's nothing wrong with having these things, but it's the story behind. People resonate more with Apple than anything else. Yeah. So
and then people also want to see like a lot of the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's what people really want. And then like what I've started noticing now too, like a lot of these entrepreneurs and these big names and stuff like that, now they start having like these social media accounts, and you start seeing what they're doing behind the scenes, because that's what people are wanting to see. You know, like people want to see the behind the scenes. They want to see the mess, you know, especially if you're couple led and stuff like that. They want to see the conversation that you have, because not every single day is perfect. Like, did you have an argument? You know what I'm saying? So what happens when this person don't pay the bill? What has happened when this person don't? Like, people want to see those things. They want to know where you start off with. They want to know all these things. And so, like, don't always commercialize. Don't always put out the picture perfect thing. Because of that, we live in a society right now. It ain't perfect.
Nothing is perfect, man.
And then people want to see that. And nothing that's going to make your brand stand out. Something that we learn along the journey too is specialization.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people may go against this, but we're firm believers in niches.
Yeah. I think you have to. It's like there's nothing with being generalist.
Yeah.
There's nothing, but choose a niche that you're gonna stay focused on. You don't want to be everywhere. No, you don't want to be you in this, you in this. Choose something that you're gonna specialize in.
You're gonna specialize in. You want to be that go-to person.
Yeah.
You know, like even when we think about streaming, pop my head, Kaisenet. I mean, now he's into fashion stuff, but now that's another thing I'm gonna add to him. You know, and I like how you said, you know, like I can't be in this one box.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
because you have so many. You have so many gifts and skills, no? And I like his approach. He built one thing. From that one thing, he built trust. He had a fan base.
Yeah.
So he could go out and build something else.
Yeah.
No, so he didn't stay into this one thing because he's more like, man, I'm more than that. I'm more than a streamer.
Yeah.
So as a couple, you gotta look at this. Okay, we could start with one thing.
Yeah.
Then you reach out and evolve to another. From that brand, now you reach out to another project, another thing. So, but you start with that one thing. You build trust in the marketplace. Now you have a fan-based client, that's gonna support you no matter what, because you've been honest, you've been good, you know. So.
And that's it. Just, you know, find what that problem is and what you can do and solve it well.
Yeah.
Solve that problem well. Yeah. And then people will come to you and know your value too. Know like your value and your worth, because like you have to be fair to yourself. Mm-hmm. Like don't be afraid of, I'm not going to charge this certain price for my product or my service because nobody's going to buy it. People going to buy it. People going to buy it. Your clients for you is for you.
Yeah. No, if it like we say, specialization. I think that's one thing that's gonna stand you out in the marketplace. There's nothing wrong with everybody. You just gotta. The way I say is like, you have to know your business. You have to know where you want to go as a couple. Yeah. No, you can't just look at us and know what, because we specialize in this. You want to find out what gonna work for you. You know? Specialization is one of the best thing. Yes. No, but there's some people that's successful being journalists.
Whatever works for you works for you. Just be the best at it. And it goes back to the beginning. Like before you do any of these things, like you have to give your brand a personality.
Yep.
You have to figure out, what do you want your brand to stand for? What do you want to do? What are the negotiations? What are things you're willing to do? What are some things you're not willing to do? You know, because if you're like constantly just keep changing and changing and changing, like it's confusing to people. Like people don't even know where you stand for, what the brand is, or what's happening, and it's very confusing because you're not consistent. Yeah. You know, like, oh, I see this work for them, or it's like I'm doing this trend, and I'm like, what? So what do you do? You know, so just figuring that part out, because once you figure that part out, you give that person a personality, your brand, your personality. Then from there you can build, you can create. Everything is easier because like, oh, this goes with it, this doesn't go with it. And I remember with the Dynamic Duo brand. Even with posting on social media and just trying to figure out what we wanted to do, because we were so well known in different businesses, we wanted to be like, okay, now it's time for you to know Ebens and Gigi. Yeah. You know, the person behind the brands. Yep. And so when I was posting on social media, I would post a lot of like lifestyle pictures and different things, and I felt like, okay, this wasn't representing our brand, you know. I felt like this was more like a cute Instagram picture with just a husband and a wife, you know, like some nice quotes and some speaking, you know. That's how I felt like it was going. Like it's another Instagram cute, you know, like it's a joint social media account, you know. But then I was like, okay, what do I want our brand to stand for? You know, our brand specializes in power couples and business building empires together. Yeah. You know, and so then giving our brand that personality and having, okay, this is where we want to go. We were able to tweak our social media a little and say, this is what we want to represent. And so now when we post content, there's a strategic idea, there's strategy behind it of why it's posted that goes aligned with our brand. So when people go to our brand, they're like, oh, they're a cute couple. No, I want you to get some information. I want you to get some resources. I want you to see what we do. So, and that's the thing too, like you have to figure out what you want your brand to represent.
I agree. Yeah.
Now talking about social media, right? So for couples-led businesses, right? So when it comes to social media, you know, you have your business, your brand. You have you as the individual, you have your spouse or your significant other, right? So how can you separate like your personal, like you as a person, your personal brand from your brand, if that makes sense? Like should there be a separation?
I think there should be a separation. I take an example of us, like stuff that I do personally, my brand personally, that it doesn't like when I say it doesn't align with the business. It's just different. No, it's just a little bit. It's different. It's just different. From the business, because the stuff that I post on my personal page, it could be Instagram, LinkedIn, is different from the business. I'm gonna take one example, right? People who don't know, I'm a DJ, right? Also because that's the skill. That's one of the skills that I have, right? So I'm gonna post that on my personal brand. I'm a speaker. I'm gonna put down like some stuff. I'm gonna post on my personal brand.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to post that on my business page. Make people confused. That's just for me. This thing that I enjoy doing. This is the thing that I love doing. That's just my personal brand. So yeah.
No, I agree, because I feel like sometimes a lot of people, a lot of brands, they kind of like mix that with their personal. Like Instagram have this thing where you collaborate, you know what I mean? And you know, like I feel like if you post something on like your business page or whatever, your brand page, you collaborated with your personal. I'm not saying that nothing wrong with that, but when it comes to the point where it's like, when I go to your personal, I see the same thing on your business. When I go to your business, I see the same thing on the personal. It's like there's no distinction. You know what I mean? Like I don't know Ebens as the individual because, or if you're on LinkedIn, like if I post something about the business, right? And then you post the same, like it's just copy and paste. You know, like there's got to be some type of separation. Like because you're a couple, don't mean you got to post the same thing.
Same thing. No, you don't have to.
You know, like it doesn't always have to be about the brand all the time. Like I'm not saying don't promote it. You know what I'm saying? But like it could be the same message, but it could be different ways. I can post a picture with a whole different caption, but you can post that same message with a reel. So it doesn't have to. We don't have to do the same thing. On social media, so couples, please. That's what the brand is for. You know, you do that one if you want to share. Now it's one thing to take that thing from your brand and share it. Because now you're taking it. But like, we as a couple you do everything together. But I mean, like the social media posts, you don't gotta do all that together. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me.
No, that's like
but you ain't gotta do that together.
I agree. No, I think it's, like you say, it's I think it comes to you down with your personality. Like the personality, like people need to get to know you as an individual, because what do you enjoy doing? Now what's your hobby? Like like I say, like I just take an example for me. Just if you go on my personal page, you're gonna see not the same thing that we post in the business page. Because me I'm a brand first. I'm the brand. Like when I say I'm before the business, it's me people see or it's you people see. No, so each one of us gotta have different You gotta have a personal brand. Also
Yeah,
too.
you have
to
gotta
have
do
personal
it.
brand.
Yeah, you gotta do it. And then the thing is like consistency. I know that's a word that everybody says. You gotta be consistent.
Yeah, consistent. Like that's what
You gotta be consistent.
Consistent of what? Because you could be. I always say this. You could be consistent at doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Now, because when people say consistent, yeah, you gotta be consistent. Okay, consistent of what? Okay. I could be posting something, but posting it the wrong way, right? I could be want to close a deal, but I'm trying to close it. Like when people use that word, I'm trying to say, okay, you could be consistent doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So
just trying to find that right thing and what works for you.
Yeah.
And what works for you. And then sometimes that right thing may work in that season, and the next season it may not work. And that's the thing too, like learning to pivot. That's the thing, learning to change. Like if you give your brand a personality, like just like when there's a baby and then they become toddlers, they go through different stages. Your brand will go through different stages, and it may start off being fun, you know, but now it may become more educational, or now it may become more luxurious, you know. But then just finding out those different stages and what works and what doesn't work, and also being consistent in throughout like your whole brand journey. You know, when we think of branding, we think about social media, because that's the quickest way. That's how you can get more people on social media and stuff. But you want to get your right client. But now that you would pull them out of social media, what is that client process journey? From once they pick up the phone or click order to the final step. What is that journey? What is that experience? What is they going through that you want them to come back for more? You want them to share your information. You want them to be ambassadors for your brand. What is that journey that you're taking them through and you want them to experience? And that's something too, I think a lot of people don't think about. They're like, I have a product, I have a service, you know, you get it. But okay, what is the lasting impression that you want your brand to feel? Why do people stay in line when Jordan drops his shoes out? Why do people stay in line for the iPhone when all they did was, I don't know, change the I to a little dot? Why? It's that experience. It's that feeling they get from this thing, and it's that experience. You know what I'm saying?
Experience goes a long way, because it's how you make people feel. And they're gonna come back for more.
They are gonna, yeah.
People care more about how you make them feel.
They remember how you make them feel.
Like the experience that you give the person to come back for more. So as a couple, when you come to branding, it's like, yo, what experience I'm gonna give people in the marketplace that they're gonna come back for more? What's gonna make? Because you could send the same thing. Let's say you're in industry, right? We both could send the same thing, but it's the experience, the story. The experience, the story, that's what's gonna make you stand out. It's not the logo. No, it's the experience when the person, let's say, click on the order, like from beginning to end. Like, what's that experience process, man?
Yeah.
So
that's just how it is. Like, let's say, take for example, like our swag box, right? We have the sweatshirt, we have the books, we have everything.
Yep.
And then one thing, even when thinking about the swag box, we were like, yo, we don't want somebody to just open it and be like, oh, I have all these things. Like, we wanted them to feel it,
customize it in a way and make the person feel like, yo, I got this swag. I got this swag box. No, it make me feel like great, man. Like you put a message in there. Like
exactly, and that's one thing that we did too. We're like, okay, how can we stand out? So we did a QR code.
Yeah.
You scan that QR code, and you get a personalized message. You know, and now people are holding onto this box. You know, because they have this. People have reached out to us like, man, why y'all had us crying?
Yeah.
You know, like because it's that feeling, and now. Like when they think about your brand, they get that feeling back. You know, so think of ways to stand out and make people have that experience. You know, that journey when they experience your brand. And then even when you do, the thing is that when you do step out from the brand, you don't have to be the face of the brand all the time. When you do step out, that brand still can stand on its own.
Yeah.
and that's it. You don't want a brand that only depends on you.
Yeah.
You know, you're on every post, you're on everything, you're doing all these things, and but then as soon as something happens to you, the brand dies. The brand needs to let the brand live on. Live on, brand. Hashtag let the brand live. That's let the brand live.
Yeah.
So one final question, right? Because we're in social media and stuff like that, right? So if somebody's thinking about their brand, right? Which social media platforms do you think like they should kind of put like their energy into and stuff like that? What's your thought?
It all depends, because you might have couples that's younger. No, you might have couples that's Gen Z, right? You might have couples. So I think it depends on the person, the person age, I think, and the person, like what kind of product service that you are providing. No, because I might say, go post on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is not your thing.
Yeah.
So you gotta find, which platform is gonna be best for me.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
And you don't have to go, one thing I learned from you don't have to go post on all platforms. You start with one or two platforms.
Yeah.
Then from there you test it out and see what works.
Yeah.
No? Then from there some people are good on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? Where others sucks on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where some people are good on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Right? And where some people sucks on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So it's you just gotta find which platform that's good for me.
Yeah. And where your clients are.
Where your client at.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm that guy. I don't know his name. That TikTok.
What's his name?
Kabi. No.
Yeah.
He find his platform.
Blew up on TikTok.
He find his platform. No.
Yeah.
He might. I think trust me. He tried Instagram.
Yeah.
No, he tried the other stuff but he find like his platform is TikTok.
Yeah.
You just gotta find the platform that's giving you the most result.
Yeah.
And you put money behind that platform. That's it. That's it. That's it. If Facebook worked for you, you see Facebook is working for you, put money that YouTube is working for you. The one that's working for you, it's almost like it's a business. What is working for you, you put money behind that one.
Yes. Yes, I agree. And then another thing too, like you got to figure out where your clients are.
Yes.
Because like
online or offline.
Online, offline. Yes. Because with like services too, like for example, like we have multiple businesses and we're on different platforms. Like some of our service-based ones, we realize that LinkedIn is the one. So so different businesses. We have some thriving on Instagram. Some we have thriving on LinkedIn. So just trying to figure out where your clients are, where you are, and which one works out best for you. And that's the thing. And the thing is, don't just rely on social media. Find a way to take those clients from social media. Because you don't own the platform. You can have 1 million followers right now and they ban you or something happens. You do not own the platform. That's why you got to be able to build that trust, that credibility, and then you take those clients off from social media and you give them that experience.
Create your own create your own platform.
Create your own platform. Just use social media as a tool. Use it. Yeah.
There you go. All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. We'll see you guys on the next episode, man. Look, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. We're gonna keep dropping those episodes for you, man. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video.
You've been listening to the Risk Taker Podcast, created for those who bet on themselves and build beyond limits. Make sure to follow us at Risk Taker Podcast. Leave a review and let us know how this episode inspired you. To get in touch, email teams at OWIGmultimedia.com. Until next time, keep taking the risk and keep chasing your dreams.